I want to tell you something I've never said in a video before. There was a point in my life where I had 17 unfinished goals running simultaneously. 17. Gym program abandoned at week 2. Business idea died in a notes app. Reading habit, 3 books with bookmarks frozen on page 40. Online course, 63% complete for 8 months straight. And every single one of them had one thing in common. I told someone about it before I built it. I performed discipline before I practiced it. And here's the part that should hit you. I felt busy the entire time. I felt like I was working on my life constantly, but I was just cycling through announcements. New week, new plan, new version of myself I was about to become. And the cycle repeated, not because I was lazy, but because I had an audience dependency I didn't even know existed. The moment I stopped performing and started building in private, everything changed. Not overnight, quietly, invisibly. And that's exactly what this video is about. 30 days, 7 habits, 0 announcements. No posting, no accountability partners, no audience. Just you, building something real and private until the results make noise for you. This is invisible discipline. Do this, actually do it, and you will not recognize yourself on day 31. Let's go. Let me describe your Sunday night. Rough week behind you. Procrastinated on something important. Eating badly, sleeping late, scrolling more than you'd ever admit out loud. Then at 11 p.m., something shifts. A flash of clarity. This has to change. So you make a plan. Write it down, tell someone, maybe post about it. And in that moment, you feel incredible, clear, motivated, certain. You go to sleep genuinely believing this time is different. Monday morning, 6 a.m. alarm, snooze. Again, 7:43, rushed, phone already in hand, notifications everywhere, brain hijacked before you've stood up. By 9 a.m., the plan is dissolving. By Thursday, it's dead. Here's what actually happened. Researchers at NYU found that telling people your goals triggers what they call social reality. Your brain registers the announcement as partial completion and releases dopamine, not for the work, for the declaration. You already got the reward, so the motivation collapses. And now there's an audience watching you fall apart, which adds shame to the equation, which makes the next attempt even harder. Start, announce, crash, shame, repeat. For years. That's not a character flaw, that's a design flaw. Discipline built for audiences expires the moment the audience stops watching. So answer this honestly. If nobody was watching, no followers, no friends, no one checking in, would you still show up tomorrow? Not the version of you that posts about goals, the real version. Alone, Tuesday night, no one around. Would that version do the work? If the answer makes you uncomfortable, that discomfort is the most useful thing you've felt in months, because that's the gap, and invisible discipline closes it. Principle 1, smallness. Every habit here is almost embarrassingly small. Not 5 a.m. wake-ups, not 2-hour gym sessions. Habits so small that skipping them feels stranger than doing them. You failed before because the bar was too high too fast. You burned bright for a week and burned out completely. This system doesn't burn bright, it burns low and steady, every single day. And low and steady builds what intensity never can. Principle 2, silence. You tell no one what you're doing for 30 days. Not your partner, not your closest friend, not the internet. This isn't secrecy, it's protection. The moment you share it, you've invited external energy into something that needs to be entirely internal. Some people will notice you changing. Let them wonder. The silence is part of the discipline. Principle 3, consistency over intensity. 10 minutes every single day beats 3 hours on a Saturday. Every time, without exception. Not motivational language. That's how the brain actually forms habits. Repetition over time, not volume in a single session. You're not gonna go hard this time. You're gonna go gentle every day and trust the math. Before the habits, a foundation. Most people skip this. Most people fail in week 1. Open a notebook or notes app tonight. Not a habit tracker, something plain and private. Write 3 things. 1, your real reason. Not the version that sounds good out loud, the honest one, the one sitting heavy on your chest at 3 a.m. Maybe you're watching people around you build things while you're still planning. Maybe you look in the mirror and barely recognize who's there. Maybe you're terrified that 5 years from now, nothing will have changed. Write that down. Not a quote, not an affirmation, That's your fuel. 2. Your honest baseline. What does your actual average day look like right now? Sleep, energy, focus, mood, movement. No judgment, just truth. 3. One sentence. For the next 30 days, I will show up for myself, quietly and consistently. Private, no audience. Just a promise you actually intend to keep. 10 minutes tonight. Because on the first hard day, and there will be one, this anchor is the only thing keeping you in the ground. Habit 1. The silent morning claim. I used to wake up and within 40 seconds, I was already behind. Not because anything had gone wrong, because I handed my first conscious moments to an algorithm before I decided what I wanted from the day. Notifications, reels, other people's emergencies. And an hour later, I'd sit down to do something that mattered, and I couldn't focus. I called it laziness for 2 years. It wasn't laziness. I was giving the most neurologically valuable window of my day away for free. Here's what the research shows. In the first 60 minutes after waking, your brain operates at elevated neuroplasticity, more receptive, more capable, more vulnerable to programming. You are at your most influenceable right after you wake. And you're handing that window to an app designed by engineers whose entire job is to keep you inside it. The fix is 5 minutes. Before you touch your phone, 5 minutes for yourself. Sit there, breathe, set one intention. You're not meditating, you're not journaling. You're simply claiming ownership of your own mind before anyone else gets to it. 5 minutes, every morning, before anything else. That's it. Habit 2, the one-page clarity dump. Picture your brain as a browser with 47 tabs open. 3 of them are frozen. 1 is playing audio and you can't find which one. That's your head right now. Unprocessed thoughts running in the background at all hours. The conversation you haven't resolved. The email sitting in drafts for 3 weeks. The goal you keep thinking about and never starting. The embarrassing thing you said in 2019 that your brain still replays at random. All of it looping silently, draining your cognitive capacity while you wonder why focus feels impossible. Your working memory isn't broken, it's full. The clarity dump fixes this. Every day, morning or lunch, 1 page. Raw, unfiltered mental dump. Whatever's running, get it out of your head and onto the page. The moment it's written down, your brain stops looping it. The tabs close, the background noise drops, and the focus that felt impossible suddenly becomes available. 1 page, 10 minutes, every day. Habit 3, the 20-minute move. Here's the statistic that should make you angry at yourself. Regular, moderate movement increases dopamine, serotonin, and BDNF, a protein that stimulates neuron growth and directly improves focus, motivation, and emotional regulation. In plain terms, people who move daily are neurochemically more disciplined than people who don't, not because they're better people, because they're better regulated. You've been trying to build discipline with a brain running on an empty tank, then wondering why nothing sticks. 20 minutes of movement every single day. Not a transformation program, not a gym membership, a walk, a home workout, anything that breaks the sedentary state. 20 because it's the number you cannot negotiate yourself out of. On your worst day, exhausted, unmotivated, everything went wrong, you can find 20 minutes. And the rule is simple. You do not negotiate this one. Raining, move inside. Tired, move gently. Busy, move faster. The moment you start bargaining with your non-negotiables, you've told yourself something about your own identity. Don't let that sentence be written. Habit 4, the input filter. The average person consumes over 4 hours of digital content daily, 28 hours every week. More than 1 full day absorbed into content you didn't consciously choose, from platforms engineered to keep you passive, anxious, and comparing. Here's what that does to you over time. It conditions you to feel permanently behind, to feel like everyone else is building while you're watching, to feel like your life is moving at the wrong speed. And that feeling, that restless inadequacy, isn't a side effect. For most platforms, it's the intended outcome. Restless people scroll more, insecure people engage more, comparing people spend more. You are the product. For 30 days, every piece of content gets filtered through one question. Is this making me better or filling time? Replace 20 minutes of passive scrolling with something that actually serves you. Unfollow anything that makes you feel worse about your own life without giving anything real back. You guard your physical diet more carefully than your mental one. That's backwards. Fix it tonight. Habit 5, the 10-minute skill block. There is a version of you, specific, skilled, capable, that you keep imagining. You've thought about that version more times than you can count, and every few months the thought surfaces again. I really need to start becoming that. And then another year passes, and that version stays exactly where it always has, visible, just out of reach. 10 minutes every single day on the one skill that moves you toward that version. Writing, a language, something connected to the life you keep picturing. Here's what 10 minutes actually compounds to. 10 minutes daily is 60 hours of deliberate practice per year. 60 hours, starting from tonight. Compare that to the person who thinks about it, never begins, and stands in the exact same place 12 months from now. Slightly more frustrated, slightly less hopeful. The 10 minutes isn't even the point. The point is that 10 minutes keeps the identity alive. The identity of someone who shows up for the future they claim to want. On high energy days, that 10 minutes becomes 60 naturally because you're already in motion. Start with 10. Habit 6, the daily win log. Your brain has a negativity bias, not a flaw, evolutionary wiring. Your ancestors survived by obsessing over threats, not celebrating wins. The brain that stayed hyper-vigilant passed on its genes. You inherited it. Which means left unchecked, your mind filters every single day through a lens that finds the failures, the near misses, the things you didn't finish, even on days where you genuinely showed up. Over time, this quietly destroys self-trust. You start believing the story your bias tells, that you're inconsistent, that you can't follow through, that you're just not the kind of person who finishes things. The win log manually overrides that narrative. End of every day, 3 wins. They don't have to be big. I didn't check my phone for the first 5 minutes. I moved for 20 minutes even though I didn't want to. I wrote 1 paragraph. Small, unsexy, undeniable. You're training your brain to scan for evidence of progress instead of evidence of failure. 30 days of this rewires your internal narrative completely, and the confidence that builds, earned in private, proven to yourself daily, is the most durable thing you will ever develop. Nobody can take it from you because nobody gave it to you. Habit 7, the end of day disconnect. 30 minutes before sleep. Screens off, phone in another room, everything closed. I know this is the one you'll resist most. So let me give you the actual cost of ignoring it. Blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production by up to 50%, meaning even if you fall asleep, the quality of that sleep is severely degraded. Less deep sleep, less REM, less cognitive restoration, and degraded sleep compounds fast. 7 consecutive nights of shallow sleep, which most people are running on, measurably impairs prefrontal cortex function. That's the part of your brain responsible for impulse control, long-term planning, and discipline. You're not failing discipline. You're operating with a neurologically compromised prefrontal cortex because you're watching content until midnight, then expecting a sharp, focused, disciplined morning. That's not a willpower problem. That's a physics problem. The disconnect fixes the source. 30 minutes, phone in another room, no negotiation. Read, stretch, sit in silence. The difference within a week will be undeniable. By day 30, your sleep, your mornings, your emotional control, your discipline, all measurably better because you fixed the root. End of every day, 7 checkboxes. Did you do it? Yes or no? No partial credit, no guilt. Just honesty. Every Sunday, review the week. Which habit slipped? Which part of the day fell apart? That's data. Adjust, keep moving. And the single most important rule of this entire challenge, never miss twice. 1 missed day is a slip. 2 missed days is the beginning of a new identity, the identity of someone who doesn't follow through. If Tuesday collapses, Wednesday is the most important day of your entire 30. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be relentless. Those are different things. And only one of them is actually available to you every day. The real map, not the motivational version. Week 1, forced, awkward, uncomfortable. Everything feels slightly unnatural. The urge to tell someone will be louder than you expect. Don't. That friction is what change feels like from the inside. Week 2, things ease. Focus starts to sharpen. Mornings feel cleaner. This is also where most people get comfortable and start slipping. Week 2 is a trap. Stay sharp. Week 3, something quietly clicks. You'll have a day, unremarkable on paper, where you just feel different, calmer, more settled, more like the person you've been trying to become. That's the compound effect surfacing. Week 4, the habits stop feeling like discipline. They start feeling like you. That's the only goal that ever mattered. Not 30 days of forcing yourself, a permanent upgrade to your identity. I want to tell you what happened to me at day 31. Nobody noticed. No dramatic transformation, no before and after, no moment where someone looked at me and said something had changed. But I sat down that morning, phone still face down, clarity dump written, and I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Like I could trust myself. Not because the habits were impressive, because I said I would do something and I did it, quietly, for 30 days, for no one. And that private proof, that internal evidence, changed something in my identity that no external achievement ever had. That's available to you, starting tonight. Here's what I need you to understand before you close this video. You don't need saving. You need structure. You are not broken. You are undesigned. And a well-designed 30 days, invisible, private, for no one but yourself, will show you more about what you're capable of than any motivational content ever could, including this video. 7 habits, 5 minutes of silence before you touch your phone, 10 minutes of emptying your head, 20 minutes of movement, no exceptions, an intentional filter on what enters your mind, 10 minutes on the skill that actually matters to you, 3 wins logged at the end of the day, 30 minutes offline before sleep. That's it. Tonight, open your notes. Write your private anchor. Real reason, honest baseline, 1 sentence. That's day 0. Tomorrow morning, don't touch your phone for 5 minutes. That's day 1. You've survived harder things than this. The difference this time is you're not doing it for anyone else. Go be quiet about it. Drop quiet in the comments if this landed. No explanation needed, I'll know. Send this to someone who needs it tonight. See you in 30 days.